Today's random thoughts is on stop limits. So if you've never heard of what a stop limit is, you probably should go out and learn what that is. But the question I often get from people is, do you use stop limits, and what is an effective stop? So those two questions, I do use stop limit. Now, in terms of what is an effective stop, I've always narrowed it down to what you can afford to lose, right? So if you have a $3,000 account and you can't afford to lose a $1,000, that's your stop limit. That's that's basically where you're at. If you're willing to only lose $200, that's your stop limit. It doesn't matter if somebody you follow or somebody you idolize has a very big, huge stop limit. That's what you use. So with respect to stop limits, it's always going to be an ongoing issue because if you've been a trader for so long, you've no doubt have been in trades where you had a very conservative stop limit and you actually get taken out before the move finally goes your way, right? I think it happened overnight when I shorted the pound yen at 148.83. I got hit at 148.92, and the pound yen rose, and then I saw an opportunity, and I reshorted around 149 and 48, and then at the time of this time of speaking, it's already at 149.12. So not only did I make back that stupid 10 13 pip loss, I got through it, and still the same thing. So I still applied the usual 10, 12, 15 pip stop limit. So it really depends on what you're trading and what your position size is. It's always one of those things where whenever I get asked the question, it's always what you're comfortable losing, and that should be your maximum stop limit. If you sit down and you tell yourself that I can't lose 500, 1,000, $3,000, that's your stop limit, and you can adjust your trade size accordingly. Because again, if you're trading 10 lots on a forex trade, a ten pip stop limit is $1,000, right? So it can build up very quickly if you're not very careful with your trades. Because sometimes, the way this market works is that they kind of play around with your trades for a bit before they actually go your way. So most people who can afford a very wide stop limit usually in the long run do make more money. But again, you still have to be very, very practical, because there will be days where no matter how big your stop limit is, if the market really is going against you, it's going to go against you. And, you're going to sit there with a very, very huge loss. I think the biggest loss I've had this year thus far was about 24,000. It was an oil trade too, and I had a very wide stop limit, and I got hit. The funny thing is that the next day we had a different setup on oil, and I got it back. But that's what I'm trying to say, that you'll always have those trades where you think should have had a wider stop limit, and then there will be those trades where you probably are going to be thanking yourself that you had a tight stop limit, because you would have had a bigger loss. But again, that's trading for you. I've had people who go into a trade and then just kind of sit through it, or even walk away from it, let it kind of simmer, and then come back when it's actually working. Because again, there's a lot of things you can consider. It doesn't matter if you're a fundamental guy, a technical guy, or whatever kind of trader you are. All of us do have struggles when it comes to price action, and we have to make sure that the price definitely responds to what we're doing, right? So I hope that makes sense, with your stops. And again, it's an ongoing issue. I always take my stops. I never adjust it. Even if, I have it tight and I get taken out, I get taken out, and I do what I need to do. And if you're in a situation where a lot of your stops are getting hit, and those small losses are adding up, you might want to go back to drawing board and reevaluate your trading technique. And you might even go and ask for help. I don't know who, it doesn't matter. Could be from someone else, could be with us, could be whatever. Remember that it's so easy to lose money in this market. It's difficult to make money, but it's so easy to lose money in this market. And the last thing you want is to just throw away your hard-earned cash, right? And just kind of ignore what's going on. Okay, so hope that helps you, and I wish you guys the very best. Bye for now.